Suckers.
The Simpsons have made spot-on predictions. These are some of them.
Simpsons predicting a big news event. The story this time is that the iconic TV show eerily predicted the outbreak.
The Simpsons has been more than just a cartoon for decades. It's like a crystal ball showing us glimpses of the future. What seemed like jokes or wild stories back then are now looking more like real warnings for the second half of 2025.
16 years ago, The Simpsons eerily predicted Donald Trump would be president.
From robots replacing humans at work to virtual worlds taking over our lives, these predictions are both funny and frightening. Some of them are happening right now, and others could change everything soon. Ready to see what The Simpsons might have secretly predicted for us? Join us as we reveal the top terrifying predictions for 2025. You don't want to miss this. The AI takeover. Have you ever wondered what life would look like if your boss replaced everyone with robots? Well, The Simpsons showed us exactly that in the 2012 episode, Them, Robot. In this episode, Mr. Burns fires all of his employees at the nuclear power plant and replaces them with emotionless, ultra-efficient robots. At first, things run smoothly until the robots malfunction and chaos breaks loose. Sound familiar? Fast forward to 2025, and we're starting to see this prediction come to life. Around the world, companies are adopting AI and robotic automation faster than ever before.
Meet Moxie, the robot.
Hello.
A high-tech nurse's helper rolling through hospitals around the country.
From fast food chains using robot cooks to AI-powered software replacing office jobs, it's becoming clear that we're entering an era where humans are being quietly phased out. In fact, some experts say millions of jobs could disappear by the end of 2025. The Simpsons episode wasn't just about robots going rogue. It was a warning wrapped in comedy, a hint at what happens when we chase profits over people. Mr. Burns, obsessed with efficiency and cutting costs, forgets one important thing. Humans have feelings. And sometimes, those feelings are what keep society from falling apart. Just like in the episode where Homer tries to make friends with the robots and ends up in serious danger, we may find ourselves in trouble if we don't figure out how to work with machines instead of letting them control everything. Even Elon Musk has warned about the dangers of unchecked AI.
I think there should be some government oversight because it's a danger to the public.
And now, with more robots showing up in hospitals, schools, and even our homes, it feels like we're living in a real-life Springfield. So, did The Simpsons really predict the AI takeover in 2025? Maybe. Or maybe they just know how to hold up a mirror to the future better than anyone else. One thing's for sure. If your coworker shows up tomorrow and doesn't blink, doesn't eat, and responds to everything with, "I will optimize your workflow," it might be time to dust off this old episode and keep one eye open. Stay tuned, because this is just the beginning. The next prediction is even wilder, and it involves living inside a headset. Virtual reality overload. What if your entire life could be lived inside a headset? Sounds crazy, right? Well, The Simpsons already went there in their 2016 episode Friends and Family. In this episode, Mr. Burns creates a virtual reality world and hires the Simpson family to play his pretend family inside it. The result? A hilarious and slightly terrifying look at what happens when virtual life becomes more appealing than real life. Jump to 2025, and we're not just watching VR in cartoons, we're living it. With Apple, Meta, and other tech giants pushing hard into virtual and mixed reality, people are spending more time inside headsets than ever before. We're talking virtual classrooms,
Using VR headsets to dive deeper into the subjects they're studying.
virtual concerts, even virtual dates. There's already talk of people holding down full-time VR jobs, attending virtual therapy sessions, and living in digital neighborhoods where avatars matter more than faces. In the episode, The Simpsons slowly start to forget where the virtual world ends and the real one begins. And in real life, experts are warning about the same thing: addiction, social isolation, and a blurred sense of reality. It's not science fiction anymore, it's next week's app update. And if you think it's far-fetched, just remember. In 2023, a man lived 168 hours straight in VR to see if it could replace real life. Spoiler alert, it couldn't. But by the end of 2025, who knows? The Simpsons nailed the emotional side of this prediction too. Mr. Burns uses VR to avoid real human connection. He wants control, comfort, and fantasy. Does this sound familiar? As more people turn to the metaverse to escape economic stress, climate anxiety, or just plain boredom, the lines between escapism and survival are beginning to blur. So, did The Simpsons predict that by late 2025, millions of us would be living behind digital eyes? They might have. And if you ever catch yourself enjoying your virtual beach house more than your real one, just remember, The Simpsons were there first. Driverless disaster. Back in 2004, The Simpsons aired an episode called The Ziff Who Came to Dinner, where we got a quick but memorable glimpse of driverless cars roaming the streets of Springfield. While it may have seemed like a throwaway gag at the time, it's looking more and more like a glimpse into our very near future. Here in 2025, autonomous vehicles are no longer sci-fi dreams. They're hitting real roads. From Waymo to Tesla to Amazon's Zoox, driverless technology is accelerating fast. But while the tech is impressive, it's also raising big questions. What happens when things go wrong? Just like in the episode, where Homer ends up in a self-driving car that goes haywire, today's autonomous vehicles are not without flaws. We've already seen accidents, system failures, and debates over whether AI can make ethical decisions in real time. And now that governments are rolling out more lenient laws to push the tech forward, the roads may soon be filled with cars that think for themselves and possibly make mistakes on their own. In The Simpsons' exaggerated style, the driverless car goes rogue for comedic effect.
Every year, 1.2 million people die in car accidents.
But the humor masks a real fear. What if the more control we give machines, the more we put ourselves at risk? Even scarier is the fact that some analysts predict that by the end of 2025, entire cities could be testing autonomous taxi fleets without human backup drivers. It sounds efficient, but is it really safe? The Simpsons seem to have asked that question 20 years ago, and their answer was a crash-filled chaos fest. And of course, in true Springfield style, the people barely question it. They shrug, move on, and keep embracing tech that clearly isn't ready for prime time. So if you see a car pull up next to you with no one in the front seat, don't panic. Just remember The Simpsons saw it coming. And they tried to warn us in their own weird, hilarious way. If you find this shocking, wait till you see the next prediction. Space tourism goes mainstream. Way back in 1994, The Simpsons launched Homer Simpson into space in the episode Deep Space Homer. It was one of the most iconic moments in the show's history. Homer floating through zero gravity, trying to eat potato chips while chaos unfolded around him aboard a space shuttle. At the time, the idea of an average Joe going to space was pure comedy. But here in 2025, it's becoming a reality. With billionaires like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Richard Branson leading the charge, space tourism is no longer science fiction. It's a full-blown industry. Companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin are already sending civilians into orbit, and by the second half of 2025, trips to space could become as common for the ultra-rich as flying first class. Some experts predict space hotels and moon missions are only a few years away. In true Simpsons fashion, the show didn't just poke fun at science, it predicted the public obsession with spectacle. In the episode, NASA's ratings are tanking, so they send Homer to space to make space travel exciting again. Today's space flights are broadcasted live, with social media commentary and celebrity passengers. The line between science and showbiz has never been blurrier. But there are real concerns too. Critics argue that space tourism benefits the wealthy while ignoring problems here on Earth. It's also a risky venture. Rockets still explode after all. and environmentalists worry about the emissions left behind by space flights. Still, there's no denying that The Simpsons got this one surprisingly right. Homer may have been a cartoon astronaut, but his journey foreshadowed a time when space would be open to more than just elite scientists and engineers. A tech billionaire becomes president. In the year 2000, The Simpsons aired the now famous episode Bart to the Future. In it, we get a peek into Lisa Simpson's future as the President of the United States. She casually mentions that she inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump. Yes, that Trump, long before his real-life presidency ever happened. But here's the kicker. 2025 may just bring us another surprise leader, one straight out of the tech world. With growing distrust in traditional politicians and the rise of tech billionaires as cultural icons, more and more people are rallying behind figures like Elon Musk and Mark Cuban. While neither has officially declared a run yet, polls and social media buzz suggest a billionaire outsider with a tech background could seriously shake up the 2024 or 2028 elections. Why does this feel so familiar? Because The Simpsons hinted at it decades ago. Their portrayal of a post-celebrity president world opens the door to what once felt impossible: leaders with no political experience but massive cultural influence. In 2025, Americans are craving innovation,
Americans would put up with that. We're talking cell phone surveillance.
disruption, and a new voice. And who better to deliver that than someone who literally built the future? But here's the twist. Being great at business or technology doesn't automatically mean someone can govern. If a tech billionaire does rise to power, we might be looking at sweeping changes in privacy laws, artificial intelligence policy, and how the US handles the digital economy. But we also risk letting unchecked ambition run wild. The Simpsons joke about President Trump was once considered outrageous, until it happened. And now, another seemingly absurd prediction might be unfolding before our eyes. Lab-grown meat goes mainstream. Back in 1995, The Simpsons aired the episode Lisa the Vegetarian, where Lisa gives up meat after bonding with a lamb at a petting zoo. While the focus of the episode is her moral journey, it also lightly touches on the idea of meat alternatives and the ethics of animal consumption. Fast forward to 2025, and this theme is no longer a quirky subplot, it's becoming reality. Lab-grown meat, also known as cultivated or cultured meat, is now hitting grocery store shelves and restaurant menus. Unlike traditional meat, it's produced by growing animal cells in bioreactors, which means no animals need to be slaughtered. The technology sounded like science fiction a decade ago, but now companies like Upside Foods and Good Meat are producing real chicken and beef in labs, approved for human consumption in several countries. In Lisa the Vegetarian, Lisa's refusal to eat meat is met with mockery by her peers and family. Today, those same conversations are happening on a global scale. Environmental concerns, animal rights, and health trends are pushing people toward meat alternatives. With climate change getting worse, lab-grown meat is being hailed as a sustainable solution that could reduce greenhouse gas emissions and save millions of animals. Still, it's not without its critics. Some argue lab meat is too expensive, too processed, or just plain weird. But with advancements in tech and rising demand for ethical eating, 2025 could be the tipping point. So, did The Simpsons predict a future where people rethink meat entirely? It seems they did, by planting the seed in Lisa's moral stand. And now, that little stand is sparking a big food revolution. What do you think? Brain-computer interfaces. In the 1999 episode Make Room for Lisa, Homer and Lisa visit a sensory deprivation lab, and Lisa ends up experiencing a surreal journey where she can hear Homer's thoughts. It's a funny and touching episode, but also strangely predictive. Because in 2025, hearing someone's thoughts isn't just a fantasy, it's a tech project. Enter brain-computer interfaces, BCIs. Companies like Neuralink, founded by Elon Musk, are developing devices that connect the human brain directly to computers. These implants could help people control devices with their minds.
Advances in artificial intelligence are leading to medical breakthroughs once thought impossible, including devices that can actually read minds,
Restore mobility to the disabled, and eventually enable mind-to-mind communication. As of 2025, human trials are underway, and early results are promising. While we're still a few steps away from full telepathy, the foundation is being built. In Make Room for Lisa, the idea of linking minds leads to empathy and understanding between Homer and Lisa. Similarly, researchers today hope BCIs will lead to better mental health treatments and new ways to communicate, especially for those who can't speak or move. But the tech also raises serious ethical questions. Who owns your thoughts? Could hackers access your memories? What if companies start advertising directly to your brain? The Simpsons hinted at the emotional depth that could come from shared consciousness, but they also reminded us of the awkward and unpredictable nature of diving into someone else's mind. As brain chips become more real in 2025, we're entering a world where the boundary between thought and technology is starting to blur. And like always, The Simpsons seem to get there first, making us laugh, while quietly warning us about a future closer than we think. This next prediction is even more mind-blowing. Time banking and selling your hours. In the 2011 episode Holidays of Future Past, The Simpsons took a wild leap into the future, showing us a world where even time itself is a currency. Imagine being able to buy or sell your hours like stocks. Sounds like science fiction? Well, it's creeping closer than you think. By 2025, the idea of time banking or trading your personal time could become a reality. Apps and blockchain tech are being explored to create marketplaces where people can barter hours of work, leisure, or even sleep. Think of it as the gig economy on steroids, except instead of money, you're spending and saving time. With the rise of remote work and the 4-day workweek debates, people are already rethinking how they manage their most precious resource. What if you could sell an extra hour of your day to a busy executive? Or buy more time to relax? The Simpsons imagined a world where our clocks aren't just ticking, they're trading. But there's a twist. As the episode hints, putting a price on time could mess with how we value life itself. Will we become obsessed with making every minute count, or lose sight of the joy in just being? And what happens if the rich start buying up all the time, leaving others in a constant rush? While still futuristic, startups and thinkers are seriously debating time as currency. In a hyper-connected, fast-paced 2025, this idea might not be as far-fetched as it seems. Memory manipulation and digital brain uploads. In 2010's The Fool Monty, The Simpsons introduced a futuristic twist: mind control and memory manipulation. Monty's memories are altered to keep him docile, highlighting a scary possibility. What if our memories aren't as safe or as real as we think? By 2025, advances in neuroscience and AI are pushing us toward a future where memories might be digitally edited, enhanced, or even erased. Companies are researching brain-computer interfaces that can record memories or implant new ones.
This is the world's first commercial biological computer, running on living human cells,
blurring the line between reality and technology. Imagine being able to delete painful memories like a bad dream, or upload joyful experiences to share with others. Sounds amazing, right? But it also raises huge ethical questions. Who controls these memories? What if governments or corporations start editing your thoughts? The Simpsons used humor to show the dangers of tampering with the mind, but real-life scientists are cautiously exploring similar tech. Some experts warn that memory manipulation could lead to identity loss, misinformation, or even psychological harm. And the sci-fi dream of uploading your brain to live forever as a digital consciousness? Researchers are inching closer to mapping the brain's wiring. While full brain uploads remain years away, the idea isn't just fiction anymore. So in 2025, the future of memory could be as strange and unpredictable as Springfield itself. The Simpsons might have been joking about Monty's memory makeover, but their warning is clear. When it comes to the mind, messing around can be dangerous. Advanced artificial pets and companions. In the 1995 episode, Lisa's Wedding, The Simpsons gave us a glimpse of the future with smart, lifelike robot pets and companions. Lisa's future includes robotic helpers that look and behave almost like real animals, but powered by AI. Fast forward to 2025, and this prediction feels closer than ever. Advances in robotics and artificial intelligence are creating pets and companions that don't just follow commands, they learn, adapt, and even show emotions. For people who can't have real pets due to allergies, space, or lifestyle, these AI companions offer a new kind of friendship. Companies are already developing robotic dogs, cats, and even more exotic creatures. These aren't just toys. They can respond to your mood, remember your preferences, and keep you company like a living pet. Some even have sensors to monitor your health or remind you to take medicine, blending companionship with care. But this raises questions about connection and loneliness. Will people start replacing real animals with robots? Lisa's future world hinted at a time when technology blurs the line between machine and friend. There's also the ethical side. How real are these relationships? Can a robot truly care? As AI companions become more advanced, people will need to rethink what friendship means in a digital age. In a world where technology keeps evolving, maybe the best friends of 2025 won't be living creatures, but brilliant robots programmed to care. And there you have it. 10 terrifying Simpsons predictions for the second half of 2025. So, what do you think? Are we really headed for a world run by robots and billionaires in space? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear which prediction freaks you out the most. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click on the following video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.